pretend nothing ever happened.
I'm just gonna.
Here we
I'm just
go.
gonna pretend nothing ever happened. Here we go.
This is great.
We're live.
This is the perfect start. Hi everyone. Now you can hear me as well. My name is Becky. I'm commentating with Comfy today.
Hello
While
there.
I'm running also. It's gonna be fun. It can only go upwards now.
It's an awesome start, that's
Yes.
for sure.
I think that's kind of a theme during my marathon runs usually, because the start is messy most of the time. I don't know why. I think that's my karma. So I think we can now actually start. I'm ready. Comfy's probably ready.
I am.
Cool.
I was born ready.
Perfect. So I'm just gonna count down from 3, and then you can start the timer when I click no game. So let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. I'm not sure why I can't hear Comfy now, because I thought you were doing the introduction.
Well, I actually don't know what to say during the cutscenes, to be honest. So
I thought you could start explaining category and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I thought you would do that because cutscenes are not that busy for you. Yeah. So we're doing any %, which basically means we're just getting as many eggs as possible. The game would love us to get 100 eggs to open the end door for the final fight, but we're lazy. We're saying, nah, we just get the bare minimum, which will be 19 eggs plus the last one when we defeat the sorceress, but that one doesn't count anymore because time is already done till then. Will be 15 end of level eggs, 3 boss eggs, and 1 extra egg. So that's also not a lot of eggs. So we really get not even a fifth of the eggs. All we need to do to get further in is to get the end of level eggs from the 5 main worlds in each homeworld to unlock the transportation device, let's call it that way, to get to the next area and go on and proceed in the next world as well, just up until we reach the last homeworld. And that already was the first level. We have multiple ways to say the game, tell the game, hey, we ignore whatever you want. You want gems from us now? We just do something else. Or they want X on our ways. We also have ways to prevent that. Some doors are open, like Cloud Forest, like Sunny Villa. Those are the 2 first levels. So they don't have limitations. But after those, we already will need some other ways to enter the other 3 levels in this world, which I will explain when we get to there, because now we get the first real trick in this game. We're jumping here out of bounds, and the fun part about this game is that most portals are extending way further than we see them. So there was an extra loading zone to the Sunseed minigame, and we can just touch that portal at the wall behind it. There for a second you saw it behind the firefly, I think it is, or a fairy, whatever. I have no idea what that thing is. Where you normally enter this zone, but we touched the portal from behind because it extends just so far till there, so we can get there, leave the area, and just enter the last egg already. And there was the next trick already. This is Whirlwind Bypass, where we try to use the momentum we get by doing a charge jump while flying. We're pushing at the ceiling of the cave and push ourselves out of the cave, gliding and get on the wall. And we will do this 2 more times. In this case, we only need to get on the wall to reach the portal behind, to jump out of bounds and glide to the door. The other 2 times we will do that to get swim in air. Now I lost track of what I was saying. I think I mixed something up because we actually got swim in air already.
Yes.
I'm an idiot. we get this is because I'm doing in different order. I'm sorry, guys. So yeah, we got swim in air here. We'll get doing that later again. Swim in air is a fun thing in this game because water works in a strange way. It's not a body of water that is programmed in these games, but it is just a plain area that triggers if we're in ground state or in swim state. So when we touch that zone that is on the top of the or on the surface of the water, Spyro switches state, and when we are able to leave the area that is actually declared to be the area where we swim, without touching that zone again, we just keep that state, and then we can swim around the air, and that's why that trick is called swim in air. It's convenient.
Very.
Spyro runners like to use convenient names for most things. most tricks in this game are named quite literally what they are. And we will do that multiple times. There are a lot of ways to abuse that. Also a lot of ways just in this homeworld to get it. But in the end, it doesn't really matter. Depending on how experienced you have, different routes to get swim in air. But this is the most common one.
And Whirlwind Bypass is one of the crucial tricks. Like, you have to know how to do it. Like, I do it 3 times in a run. You have to do it at least once, depending on your route.
Yeah.
So it's very important that you learn this. There are multiple ways, even in the first homeworld, to get swim in air. But Whirlwind Bypass is by far the fastest.
Or the most common as well. I mean, waterfall is faster, actually.
And you can't. Yeah, but you shouldn't do it for all of the options.
No, normally not.
Because then
I'm
it's not the
doing it,
fastest
though.
anymore.
All right, so this is our 4th egg already. The last one is a companion level. So we're not playing Spyro, the friend of Yokai, but we're playing Sheila, the friend of Spyro, the friend of Yokai now. So as you see, we embrace this friend theme here. I'm doing another Whirlwind Bypass, picture perfect, getting the swim in air, I hope. I see everything a bit later because that's why I'm not sure. There we are. And will we see it? Yeah, I think we get it on screen for a moment because all these portals are stored underneath the actual entrance. When we get the X, then the portals get pushed upward and you get the animation that you see that bleeds into the loading zone. But we don't unlock those, so they are staying underneath these portals where we can reach them. In the first homeworld, some of them actually have something that we call a mustache. We didn't see it there, sadly.
You could see it
would be
at
cool.
Molten. It was good.
Yeah,
It was really
true.
good visible on Molten.
Right. So you see the top of the portal. Sadly, this doesn't happen for the other portals we're entering from here on out. So it's a bit harder, so you need to know where those portals are stored. For the first world, though, you can just guess, and depending on that, you can somewhat learn where the other ones are, because they're pretty similar stored in every home world. But it's also just learning by heart where they are. It's not that hard. It's actually harder to reach them than to know where they are.
Just knowing that the portal trigger is just stored right underneath where the portal is helps a lot by finding the triggers in all of the other homeworlds.
Yeah. All right, that already was the last world for the first homeworld. Totally normal that there are still 2 ropes hanging down. Had nothing to do with the fact that we're breaking this game in every way possible. And we're getting to our first boss fight, the one that is, I think, more or less the most technical one of the 3 boss fights, because we can actually manipulate that boss a bit better than the others. Basilisk, you see, will always charge at us and wants to push us down the arena, but he refuses to charge it out when we're too close to the corner already, because he doesn't want to hit the lava by himself. And so we can manipulate that he's standing right in front of us. If you charge him once, he gets back into the lava. And why Becky is turning the camera is that in Spyro, most things can only happen when you see them with the camera, actually. So normally Buzz would create a ring of fire around him because he's a great Johnny Cash fan. But when we're not looking at him, he's not doing that. So we can skip that and just push him back into the lava. And that's already Buzz. All the other ones are pretty straightforward. We just hit them with the stuff we get. There's one little RNG part in the third boss. We come to that when we're there.
I don't think Sorceress is straightforward, by the way.
Yeah, okay.
Not at all. I think that's the most technical one.
That's
the
the
easiest.
end, but you're right. That's right. Sorceress is still a thing. I actually forgot about Sorceress in that context. I was thinking about the ones we need to fight to transition through homeworlds. So now we're doing another trick to get swim in air. This is called Bridged Swim. And this is one of the tricks that brought me personally into this game, because Becky performed this trick and saying famous words like, walls are optional in Spyro, and this trick embraces this perfectly. We're actually not supposed to be under that bridge. We're getting our camera behind us to arrange us a bit better, pushing ourselves between the water and the bridge, and charge out of bounds at that small area that doesn't have a hitbox for the wall. So we're actually leaving the area that is declared to be the swimming area again by getting squeezed in there and leaving that. This is actually a pretty hard trick. It has a pretty tight timing to it. You can see it on the current of the water because it's going up and down. But Becky nailed that first try. That was awesome. And this is the only extra egg we're getting. Instead of an end of level egg or a world boss egg. Because we're forced to collect this. Obviously, people try to skip this many times. I think there is a test way to skip it, but you need to accompany that a little colibri.
Name's Gabriella.
The English words, I'm sorry. But she won't get to the end of level if we not collect this egg. So even if we are able to skip it, it doesn't help us. We need it, or we don't get this cutscene, which gives us the end of level egg, which allows us to leave this area, or rather to leave it. What's the word? In a good way, that we finish the world actually that way. Sorry, English is hard sometimes. All right, next one is Spooky Swamp. This is one of the more impressive jumps, because we're not getting swim in air here. Becky is going up on that bridge, which is obviously not intended, and as you see, walls are optional as well if they're trees or whatever. So we're jumping out of there, gliding there, and we know that the portal is stored exactly underneath the ladder, and was a wonderful entry there. This is the easiest level to duplicate at home. Obviously, the level wants us to play it in a way that we pay money back at some point. Who wants gems from us to follow that road, and there are little piranhas in the water, so we don't touch that. Though they help us, because this is not intended. We can't touch the water there. Get flung out because Spyro's butt hurts when they're hanging fishes out with it. And then we can just glide to the end of level area and collect the eggs. So that is something that is really great. And the fun fact is that they tried to get rid of it in the Reignited games, the remakes, and they actually made it even easier to get that done. So that's kind of funny. Next one is Bamboo. Also just jumping through trees, like a normal dragon would do, just ignoring collision, gliding underneath. We have multiple ways to orientate to find the portals. In this case, we're orientating on little gems we have up there, so it's not an entirely black or into the dark jump for us, as it sometimes seems. And Becky will try Boulder Proxy here. See if she gets it. If not, I have to explain it a bit different. If she gets it, it's a bit easier. Sad. Okay, so what she tried there was to get squeezed between the wall and the rock that got pushed there. And because the game doesn't want us to be there, because the area is actually way too small for Spyro to be there, we build up momentum and get flung upward. Some people in the community call it a soap proxy because of that. Because just like a piece of soap that you squeeze too hard with your hands, we just get flung up in the air, and like that we can glide again through a mountain, skipping the majority of the level, and reach this area even faster.
Yeah, the funny thing is that it barely saves time. It looks really cool, but it actually saves like 4 seconds because the setup takes too long, and the glide is also pretty slow. So it does look like you skip the majority of the level, but it's only one area and it barely saves time, unfortunately. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, I see it. I see what you see. So, next one is Enchanted. We have a second chance to see a squeeze proxy here.
No pressure?
No pressure at all. It works the similar way. Let's see if she gets it. If she gets it, I explain based on that. If not, I have to explain it a bit more. I believe in you. I have no idea if you got it, but I heard that you already pressed something. Sad.
Not even
okay,
close.
so what we actually tried there was to get the body of the rhino that we killed to squeeze us in that corner as well. And it would work exactly the same as Boulder Proxy. It's way harder though. Boulder Proxy is actually pretty doable for a beginner. It's still not easy, because the proxies are somewhat precise. There's one proxy that also saves
Headphone warning, headphone warning.
Headphone warning, yeah. Turn down your volume, because those rockets are loud. Those explosions are loud. For some reason, game developers doesn't like ears. Most games start way too loud. This game was like, we use rockets to rip your ears. Yeah. So now we come to a Nemesis level of mostly all of the newer or also veteran level runners, because this is basically the hardest jump we do in this game, which is called Icy Peak Jump. Most of the levels in Spyro are built in a circular way, like you're starting at a specific area, go around the level, and basically end pretty close to the starting area again. And this level was like, we put the portal right up there where you see the gondole, and that stairs up there in front of us. Oh my god, first try, I'm sorry. Holy shit, I called it.
You called second try.
Yeah, true. I'm sorry. Well, even better. I'm glad I wasn't right. So, to explain it first, I know that Becky is super excited to get this first try right now, so give her a huge pop in the chat, guys, because this jump is really, really hard.
Especially for me.
Because the developer actually thought, this is too far away. You can't make that jump. But Spyro speedrunners are like, hold my beer. We do that. And we're doing that. It's a really, really precise jump. You need to look for so many things there. You can't touch the cave that we're supposed to enter and to proceed further in the game, because that can eat your jump. You have to hover at a very specific area. So this is a really, really technical jump, and it's absolutely no. You don't need to be sad if you don't get this trick, because it's just super, super hard.
The thing is,
it's really great, and I think you never got it first try in a marathon, right?
I don't know. Oh wow. It's also a really, really pain, because Icy Peak in general is a really long level if you go the casual way around, and it's also kind of laggy on PSTV. So you don't want to do that. Even if you go for Icy Peak jump a couple times, it's still faster than going around the level casually.
Yeah. So that's a really, really good So this is the second boss fight, Spike, or as I like to call him, the douchebag, because I hate this fight. And this fight is a bit special in any percent, because this game actually has a way to make the game harder. If you collect specific X in the game triggers something that's called hard mode, which places some rhinos extra in some levels, or increases the difficulty of this fight, for example. We only need 1 hit less, or 2 hits per phase Spike gives us. Like, there are 3 phases with 2 hits here. And he is less aggressive. He's shooting 1 less projectile from his beam. And that makes it super hard. Also, Bentley doesn't give you chicken to recover your sparks.
It's bird.
So, bird, I'm sorry. So, definitely way harder. But any percent doesn't collect these eggs that make the game harder, so we get easy Spike. And that saves time, obviously. And it also makes it easy. Alright, so this is Bentley Entry. Oh, okay, holy shit. I thought for a second that you softlock yourself. This jump is not as hard as it looks. It is still not an easy trick. This trick also is the main reason why we run the game on 1.0, because in the 1.1 version of the game, the hitbox of the wall or the mountains that we're passing through to get to this area out of bounds is a bit higher, so we need to work around that. And we're gliding out of bounds in a pretty big radius to enter the portal that is stored underneath the tower. But the tricky part here is that there's a second portal that we definitely don't want to touch, so we can't just straight forward fly to them, to that portal, because if we do that, we touch the other one and enter the wrong level, and then we have to repeat this over and over again. So that's the hard part about this trick. And there we go. We are in Bentley. And Bentley is, for me personally, a very special level, because there's something I like you all to do at a specific moment. You will see when that moment is, because we're playing Bentley and he has a little brother called Bartholomew, and he loves gongs. He's super excited for them, and especially the second one is his favorite gong ever. So I would like everyone in chat, when he's starting to say another gong, to post that all in chat and support Bartholomew by his obsession with gongs, because he's just a lovely little dude, even though he makes our life pretty hard, to be honest. Most things get harder because of him, but that's fine. That's how little brothers are.
He's literally a Gen Z kid in the remake. It's kind of funny. If you wait long enough and idle, then he pulls out his phone and you're like, okay.
Oh man. Alright guys, they're coming up. Chat, get ready. Another gong! Nice. There we go. Right, so because he likes gongs, we ringing them because we need to. But we're not doing it the intended way. We can just spin jump up that second steep and hit it with our club, which is faster. And now the arguably second hardest jump in the game, this jump from one box to another. Bentley is basically against us speedrunning this game. He is more like a speed rattler, and his controls are super awkward. And also the jumps are feeling really weird. You feel that you get that jump every time. It's not a hard jump, but for some reason he always wants to fall down again. And I think everyone has his days where he just needs to 2 times attempt this jump for some reason, even though it should definitely not be necessary.
Just Bentley things.
Just Bentley things. Alright, Frozen Altars. Frozen Altars is a special level in the game because it's the only level where we get a different kind of breath. Normally, obviously, a dragon has a fire breath. In this ice world, however, we're getting an ice breath. And we're using that to skip that ice wall, freezing that mammoth. Oh no, that dude was not nice, pushing you down there. jumping from one ice block to another to skip that. Normally we are supposed to use the little laser magnifying glass thingy on that tower to melt it. But we can just create our own platforms, and yeah, I mean, it's a platformer, so why not doing that instead of being lazy and melt it, right? Jumping down over there, and as you see again, this is a super good example for a level that is built in a circular way. We just get into the room that was right behind us when we started jumping there, avoiding the little snowman, getting the egg, and already are done with frozen altars.
I love frozen altars in a speedrun way because it's so full of unintended platforming, and you can just do so many things, even to just skip the level. And it's really fun just to explore and mess around with.
It's also a really fun level in the 100 egg category. So this is definitely one of the best designed levels as well. Just even if you play it casually, the way they use the breath is really cool, and the pure fact that you do that again. I think you got the freeze breath in one of the previous games once already. Not sure of it though. So that is a little comeback for that. I know that in later games they definitely get back to that. That's the thing I'm sure of. Alright, so this is the banger level. It has the best in-game music in my humble opinion. It's also a little throwback to friends. Again, to friends.
It looks like you have
We met in previous games, Hanse and Greta. And we need to escort them as well. She's nice, opens the cannon for us so we can get flung over there because Spyro's wings are too small. He can't just fly whenever he wants. He needs a bit of extra help, which is fine. We all started somewhere. Jumping up there, triggering the coolest cutscene in all of the game, which we kinda sadly don't see because we're fast and watching cutscenes is slow. That's already the next level. Wow, gosh, what was that? My tongue did a strange thing there. All right, the next level we're entering is Lost Fleet. And we're doing a pretty special trick there as well, which is called Zombie. I explained to you guys earlier that Spyro has two states, ground state and swim state. And Zombie is abusing that fact as well. The level itself is pretty short. We just escort Crazy Ed to his treasure. A lot of levels are actually working with the fact that we have to escort someone. It's not an uncommon theme. And that is also something that we as speedrunners actually don't like, because most levels that we need to escort someone have the problem that we can't skip as much as we maybe could normally. And what Becky will try to do is to jump into the green slime or whatever that is, acid, I guess, and kill herself in a moment in that she also pauses the game. So that is somewhat frame perfect. I think it's not entirely frame perfect. We have a few more frames. So let's see if she gets it there. She sadly didn't get it the first time. And you need to pause pretty precise before you die and exit the level. That is what she's attempting. That looks good, but she has a vibration feedback if she hit it in the right moment, because when Spyro gets that last hit, her controller vibrates. Very nice. Third try. And so she knows if she got it or not. That is something that console players have a huge advantage in emulator players, because most emulators don't support vibration. So, for example, I'm playing it on emulator, so I have to do it entirely visually, which also works, but it's definitely harder. And because she left the level in the same moment she died, she's in some kind of limbo state, and the game really doesn't know what to do with it. So the game just puts us out of the game, the level again. And because of the way Lost Fleet is coded, we're leaving the area in swim state. And in that limbo state, we can't hit the zone that would switch us back to ground state when leaving the water. And because of that, we can just get swim in air pretty easily. And use that to enter the last level of the final homeworld we are actually completing, if you not count the next one, because we're just doing one trick there to get sorceress. But she needs to die intentionally afterwards to get rid of zombie of that limbo state, because there are some things that you just can't trigger. Not only the water, but also, for example, some cutscenes are not triggered. You can't use the whirlwinds. We saw already that push you upward. I think you also can't get the fire breath here. There are some cutscenes in this level that would also clear it, but that is pretty hard to achieve. There are some really hard proxies for that. So most people just take an intentional death there, which means you also have to get zombie with at least 1 life extra, because if you do that and you get it on 0 lives, you will go game over, and then you have to do zombie again to enter Enchanted Ridge. No, wait, Charmed Ridge, right.
Enchanted Towers and Charmed Ridge are 2 different levels.
Yeah, I'm sorry. God damn it. When I'm not seeing splits, it's hard. Those levels are mixed up pretty easily.
That's it.
So now you guys can do a little betting if you want, because this is the only real big part of RNG we have in the game, which we can't really manipulate, because as I said, Bentley is kind of against speedrunning sometimes, but we need him here, and Bentley will throw us rockets, and they can be either green or red, and what we want to see are red rockets, and that is first try red rockets. That is great. As you see, we get 50 red rockets, which is awesome. This is all we need normally. Sometimes we need more. But he can also throw the green rockets, as I said. And those green rockets are only 1, but they're homing. They are also supposed to deal more damage, which sounds great. And then if they would do that, it doesn't matter. But as you heard, I said if they would do that, because they actually don't do that. They do the same damage as 1 red rocket, but they're way slower. You only get 1. They're chasing in a pretty bad manner, because chasing is not really working out, or rather homing. So we really hope for red rockets right away, because yeah, every green rocket slows us down by a lot of time. The developers actually did not know that the green rockets are not working the intended way. The handbook to the original game claimed the green rockets to have the double damage. And once Jeremy Thompson, the world record holder of this category, got invited by them, and he showed them the run with all the tricks, and just then they know that the green rockets are not doing the double damage, because he explained them to this. This is kind of a nice fun fact. Now comes the jump that defines this category, the helmet proxy, or not jump, but proxy. It's a really, really hard trick. If you can't do that trick, you sadly can't do this category. Let's see if Becky gets it. It's another squeeze proxy. So we're getting into a corner that we're not supposed to be, and get flung into the air super, super high. I'll get saved here. And we try to enter a portal again that is somewhere we're normally not supposed to go. There's a huge door that only gets opened when Bianca, the bunny that you saw, registers that we have 100 eggs. Then she opens that. But we don't want to open doors. We just want to go in. That was a perfect proxy. Wonderful.
Thanks.
And so we're just abusing the helmet there, getting flung in the air again. It's really precise, because you have to do pretty precise button inputs, so it's not just push in there and the rest is magic. No, this is really a hard trick. You have to learn this for hours. So it's even more impressive to see someone doing it that fast. I still need way longer. Becky was doing a great job with that. And yeah, now we're at the final boss fight. That is Sorceress. A little other fun fact, because we're playing on 1.0. Do you guys hear that music? Isn't it kind of familiar? I'm pretty sure we heard that before. And it's kind of calm and collected. And Sorceress doesn't seem like that kind of person who would have that kind of music. This is because they messed up something else here. This is not the music that is intended to play. We actually have a really, really good final boss fight music. But in 1.0, we just get the music of the first home zone. It's kind of sad, but it is how it is.
I don't think it's sad. I like the music.
It is a great song as well. But it's kind of sad that we can't hear the other one at all, then, like that.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Play 1.1 if you want that.
That's true. But then you also have to deal with a way worse Bentley Entry. And an extra cutscene, actually.
True.
Because the Spike cutscene is not there. This cutscene before entering Spike is not there in 1.0 either. So this fight seems a lot like RNG if you just look at it and you think, okay, you have to wait whenever one of these vehicles get pushed down. But as Becky earlier said, it's highly technical because you can manipulate the entire fight and force your way through this in like around a minute and a half, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's an average. For a good fight.
Yeah, but we need longer because we can't manipulate
Time's
stuff.
coming up.
Time's coming up on the
Time.
last hit.
Time.
Nice. GG, Becky.
That was
That's
really freaking solid.
That was an amazing run. I know, do you see your time already? Or you have 35:15. That is a really,
And we
really
started
great.
at new game and not first movement.
Oh, true. That's actually like 30 to 40. No, wait, you're on
It's a,
PSTV, so it's like
It's still-
30 or 20 seconds extra.
Yeah.
So it's just up 35, 34, 5, definitely.
this was
That's for
really,
sure.
really solid.
That is huge. I think that was better than all the practice runs. we did,
Definitely.
right? So this is amazing. So huge props there.
But yeah,
Nice.
you can still finish your thought about sorcerers, by the way.
Yeah. Right. So Sorceress is completely manipulatable. You can force Agent 9, which we gladly don't have to play in any percent because he's the worst, to drop vehicles at specific moments, to get a specific order. You can skip the phase with the UFO entirely by manipulating the second tank to drop. Because when you hit specific thresholds at dealing damage to Sorceress, you get your vehicle snatched under your butt. And yeah, that is really hard. You have to learn a lot there. You can do small things, like you can also manipulate the fight in a way that you just get that second tank and you don't have to do the UFO. But overall, we need around 3 minutes, I would say, for one Sorceress fight, 2:30 to 3 minutes for a good one. But if you manipulate it entirely, you're scratching off an entire minute. But yeah, that was a run. Amazing job, Becky.
That was a
Really.
run.
That was definitely
That was a run.
Holy moly. That was
would
really
agree.
great.
I would agree. Thank you guys so much. This was really fun to watch. Becky, thanks for the performance. Thanks for being on this. You are a true Yookathon friend.
Thank you. I'll take that badge.
Lovely, nice. Maybe I'll just craft a real badge and I'll give it to you when we
Official Yoka
meet
friend.
at an event next time. Yes.
Nice.
Thank you, Comfy, as well for commentating. That was some very informative and lovely commentary. I enjoyed it a lot.
Thanks for Becky to asking me to do this. I really enjoy commentating. The Mono and super rusty at this game, so maybe we would have run it along. But I'm glad the way it went now. So
Yeah.
Becky definitely deserved the spotlight here. She did an amazing run, really great. And yeah, thanks. And I hope you guys enjoyed it a bit as well, my commentating.
Yeah, also from me, thank you so much for inviting me to run something here, and thanks everyone for watching. Also shoutouts to Playtonic Games and Yookathon. Yeah, thanks for watching and see you.
Yeah,
Yay.
bye.
Let's